что ж, господа, всем здравствуйте, с вами Скэтман, у нас с вами друг... Нет, не то. Игрушечка с довольно сложным названием... Что-то там, что-то там, что-то там, что-то там. Упрощу восприятие. До что-то там, что-то там. Не поехали. Продолжит. Так. Мы раздобыли большие осколки. Для чего они нам нужны? ХЗ, но может быть с их помощью мы теперь сможем порезать кабеля. Вот этот электрический кабель.
The cable's too hot. What for? Cutting my hand with. Okay. It's impossible. Okay. It's impossible.
Что-то раньше ты... Вот, да.
It's a thick cable that but I can't see it very well.
Ладно, хорошо. Я думал, ты отсюда дотянешь, но ты не дотянешь. Итак, что у нас есть? У нас есть браслет карта, позволяет нам ходить, ржавые гвозди, острый кусок стекла.
A piece of glass from the stained glass window I broke, and therefore, in effect, damn it! That illuminated nutcase has infected me with his twisted rhetoric. They may be corroded and somewhat deformed.
Окей, а какой поменять пока хз. Кофр?
Maybe this leather saddlebag contains tools for motorcycle maintenance. Like a... or a... Whew. Well, I'm sure I could drive it. I have no idea how these machines work.
Честный ответ. Так, давайте сейв сделаем. Не дадут к ним подойти, правильно?
Hey, Red, I don't think that motorcycle belongs.
Are you one of those people who have no respect for private property, Bast?
I'm beginning to get an idea. I'm
Разумеется. Град бросил.
Impossible. A few yards that
Мешают прутья. Что если мы
use this
используем?
here? What for? Cutting my hand?
Ну да.
Without electricity, this traffic light hanging.
Знак
Let's
металла.
see. I'm afraid I'm. I don't think I'd get. It's not that securely attached, but I need something stronger to.
Ну и чё, какие у нас есть варианты? Люк.
So. Impossible. It's not that it's super heavy.
Некуда ставить пальцы. Что можно ставить гвозди?
Best not to wait. I'm afraid I can. What for? Cutting my hand. It doesn't look. What for? Cutting my hand.
This entrance is reserved for authorized motor vehicles only. Get away from it. Move on.
Motor vehicles only.
What the hell?
Только на мотоцикле
Those
можно.
savages don't get around, at least on foot.
Окей, какие у нас есть еще варианты? Savages. Битый витраж, упавшая колонна. Скамейки.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything.
Интересно, бабуля нас увидит или нет? Видимо, нет. Не
Everything is
реагирует.
mutating. And I haven't even moved. I don't understand. I don't understand anything.
Короче, путешествие в прошлое и будущее, видимо, чисто визуальное.
I need to get in. Help.
I don't quite see how I could. What for? It took a lot. This streetlight is several. What for? Cutting my hand. For now.
Плакат. Так, что за плакат?
Tomorrow comes today. There's something about the composition that's strangely familiar to me. Some memory related to my former life, perhaps? Or maybe it's just a memory glitch caused by the Great Wave. I can't help. It's as if there's some hidden message in the back. What the hell is so familiar to me about this image? And why? For now, I don't see. What for? Can I ask you?
Sure, can't you?
Что в церкви? За всех конец обезумели?
What goes on inside that church? Has everyone gone completely crazy?
Are you referring to the pastor and his flock? Oh, don't pay too much attention to them. Reverend Blake is a good man. He helped a lot of people after the Great Wave. But he gradually started to lose his mind until he reached the state he's in now.
Well, I stopped by once or twice to listen to him preach. The days are long. You have to find something to do. I try to go at this time of day. There are fewer people because it's almost curfew time. The Reverend seems obsessed with that atmospheric phenomenon in the sky, and with religious themes of guilt and repentance. Although I think he's actually just talking about himself. But the most surprising thing about all this is that he has hundreds of followers. And he's attracting more and more all the time from all over the city. And they even let him into the refugee camp once in a while to preach there. People adore him.
Why does that surprise you? We've been following sane leaders since time began. And look where that got us. Maybe it's time to start following the crazier ones.
Well, that's the most sensible thing I've heard you say all day.
Атмосфера феномен. Вы говорите, вы решили в небе, в лаге никто не знает, что это такое.
Atmospheric phenomenon.
On this side of the fence, the authorities have come up with their own scientific term. Atypical controlled turbulence in the upper ionosphere. Though I suppose that's just a fancy way of telling us that they have no idea what the hell it was that split the sky in two after the Great Wave.
It makes my blood run cold when that aberration starts to grind out that noise like a piece of rusty machinery.
I wish those scrambled little clouds up there were the worst of our problems, dear.
Oh, shut up.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
Thanks for the...
Так, и что у нее с плакатом?
You
Тухлая
can smell
рыба.
these dead creatures from several yards away. I have no intention of picking up those rotten fish with my hands, to say nothing of putting them in my pocket. Use this heat. Hanging up. I don't think I. Hanging up.
Пиксель хантинг.
The park is closed down, and the front gate is locked shut. If I want to get in there, it won't be through the gate. I prefer to hold on to it.
Для чего у него пригодится плакат?
I'm not going to give it to anyone. Although, it doesn't seem like... It took a lot to get it. I'm not gonna... It took a lot to... Someone went to all the trouble it takes just to turn it into a tacky bar table.
Hi, Mike. So what brings you here?
И что не говорит слово «буковый
Do the
оракул».
words Beechwood Oracle mean anything to you?
No. Sorry, dude. Doesn't ring a bell. What is it? Some kind of riddle or play on words?
I don't know. Someone told me about it, and I'm curious. That's all.
Цепочку.
I should be going now.
Fine, Mike. You're welcome anytime. Remember, dude, here we can get you whatever you need. No questions asked.
Оба. Оба.
Hello again.
I'm not... Hello, mister.
Still am.
Ничего.
Can I ask you...
Значит, тут стрельбы.
Could you
Explain what? Someone got. There's usually what in.
Это мы все
They shot
слышали.
Yes. The prep.
Let's... Well,
Just.
Дверь машины. Ну, вряд ли осколок
the
выпал.
glass isn't... It's bolted from in...
Хоть похождение гугли, но это как-то неправильно.
This oven is... There's nothing... Tomorrow... Or maybe it's just a memory glitch caused by the Great Wave. A photo of my host and his... However, Rod and his wife look... A photo of my host, however... I'm afraid I... I prefer to hold on.
Did you bring me what you promised me, rat?
No, not yet.
Then get out of my... Don't come back here with... There'll be a fat wad of...
Yes, I...
Понятно.
Better not. I have no...
Hello, Mike.
Вот лишь по ожиданиям меня
You did a
почитают.
very good job with your mission. I owe you.
Yes, our dad would be proud. Are you going to give us a reward, Michael?
Of course. You deserve it. Give me time to bring you something.
Yeah.
I have to get going.
И чё им дать плакат?
Those boys are expecting something. I don't think they're gonna find... I don't think... Those boys, and I don't... Those boys are... And I don't... Oh no! Here comes that sensation again. It's like floating in a dense liquid, while everything around me is transformed.
Жестко.
Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
Я понимаю, вот у него геймплейного проявления нету. То есть просто он, типа, да, сходит с ума и все.
The barbed wire surrounding the... It looks like the army wanted to make it very difficult for...
Так.
I'm not gonna get... Although... I don't mean to bother you.
Hey.
I will...
Get...
Любопытная крыса.
And also, by the way, the soldiers...
Ну и что делать-то, спрашивается. ТЗ?
From time to time, those savages have become an... A few buildings are still standing, but most of them are propped up or about to fall down, with a handful of city dwellers in the street that look like automatons or sleepwalkers. But there's no doubt about it. I'm on the 5th Avenue of Doomsday City. A chain with a... Let's not waste... It doesn't seem... The ruins of a church. I'm not gonna give it to anyone. Although... I'm not gonna give it to... I'm not... Although...
Что делать-то планируешь? Начинается кис-кис. Вау.
What was formerly subway service suspended. I imagine the train tunnel.
Блин, ну походу придется гуглить прохождение. Я не понимаю, что мне делать вообще. Типичный квест в духе попробуй все на всем и что-нибудь да удастся. Не люблю я такую штуку. Секунду. Чего? А нет кнопки, которая отмечает все активные зоны, как в Японии. Есть такая кнопка? Посмотрим. Ну, я вижу, не вижу вообще какого-либо управления. Все мышкой проходит. Поэтому, скорее всего, нет. Блин, ну я не знаю. Бррр. О, господи, вот. Влажная почва.
Strange. The soil here seems darker and less packed than the soil around it. In fact, the mud in this part of the ground is a bit damp and mushy. My fingers even leave marks in it when I touch it.
О, нифига! В натуре? Охренеть, Дис, откуда ты это знаешь? Колдун, колдун!
I'll do this very carefully, so that the glass doesn't break in two. Perfect. The hole I've dug is big enough to get to the other side of the fence. I refuse to You can smell the... I have no intent...
Так. И вот мы в парке висельников. Точнее, самоубийц.
Good God. There are dozens, hundreds of corpses hanging from the branches. What could have drawn all these people here? What kind of pain? What kind of desperation brought them here? These are the corpses of ordinary people who were living their ordinary lives in their ordinary little worlds up to a very short time ago. Could any of them have imagined meeting an end like this back then? Forgotten and nameless, swaying in the breeze like marionettes. And all those savages in uniforms did was close the park. They didn't even bother to cut their bodies down from the trees. I'm afraid that tonight, there are too many dark stars to count in Suicide Park. That strikes me as disrespectful, and I don't think it would do anything for me. One of the many dark... Although the crows have already done a thorough job on him, from what's left, I'd say that the corpse belongs to a young man, barely of legal age.
Веревка, лом. И надеюсь... Так.
Wait a minute. That guy is...
момент его
the
самоубийства.
suicide victim who was hanging from this tree. No, don't do it, please. No! Good God, I saw him hang himself.
Да, жестко. Стена деревьев и кустов.
The trees and bushes are so close together here that I can hardly push the branches to one side with my hands. Ah, the thorns in these bushes are jabbing into me like metal spikes. I'm not going to be able to open up a path this way. It's impressive. The park was able to devour the fence effortlessly. The metal bars became like plasticine, molded by the whims of the vegetation. Wherever I look, I see corpses hanging from these branches, some so recent that the shadows of their faces make it seem like they're following you with their gaze.
Чувак. Так.
I'm glad I have a sturdy metal crowbar. The crowbar fits perfect. Wait a minute. I'm not going to climb down any further. It's totally dark in there, and it would be crazy to go into these sewers without any light.
Масляную лампу возьмешь? Даёк.
Oh no, it's starting again. It's amazing. Everything is mutating. I don't understand.
Так, давай ломиком.
Okay. Got it. Let's see. Good. The upholstery came off along with one of the elastic bands that was holding it to the seat.
Резинка.
It's an old rope, but in good condition, considering how long it's been exposed to the elements. But the stench it gives... I don't see... Better not. I don't... The seat cover, it's on its last leg. Although both... Why would I... This... That would... This a lot. I can't use... This a lot. I don't think... This a lot.
Мало ли.
Better not. Out of the... Wow. Out of... That would...
Окей.
I'm not gonna snuff out this oil lamp.
Да ладно. Не помешало бы. Слишком часто происходит.
It's like, well, good God, I think I'm...
Так. Высохшая
It looks like
рука.
quite a large, but nowadays.
Так, что, может, ломиком помочь?
I agree that violence is some, but considering how heavy, I'm not sure that brute force.
Что-то, по-моему, похитрее надо.
I could tie the rope there.
Чехол на
It's the
крест.
scrap of fabric that was dirty, damp, and mildewed. It serves its purpose to a T. Well, I'd better not do that. I don't quite.
Так, знак метро. Поехали.
Maybe with the help of the.
Ломик мега полезный.
Damn it! I've managed to tear it down, but the subway sign is broken in two. A subway sign. That's what happens when you try to rip something off a wall without the right tools. I doubt I'd accomplish anything. I can't use these tools. I doubt I'd. It's used. I don't think doing. The subway.
Сломанный металлический знак.
What for?
Так, нафига он нам нужен?
I doubt I'd accomplish. The hole is already big enough. No. Use this heat. I'm gonna need something that cuts better to. I doubt I'd accomplish.
Вот он, жукан в голове у него. Так.
If I want to hack a path through this wall.
Окей. Поспойлерил себе.
A dirty window at the
Подвальное
ground
окно.
ventilation. It's the only opening this building's basement has to the outside. That would be one way of getting into the house. I'd rather not think about what those savages would do to this old man. And
Понятно.
this quilted fabric.
Нужно заглушить шум.
Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now. God bless you, stranger. You saved my life.
Take care of yourself, old man. And I don't have to tell you, don't open the door to strangers.
О, кусачки дал. Ну, победа. Так. Что нам ими нужно переломать? Может быть, кабель? Походу, да?
This cable's too high.
Да ладно. Ну вот. Секундочку. Что-то по игре там миллион ачивок, а я что-то большинство-то и не повидал еще пока. Так я мог и попустить тогда ачивку-то получается. Так, что у нас там, как называется-то? The Dead Zone. После начала этой главы, ну да, понятно. Просто попасть в третью главу, я понял. Окей.
I could lasso it, like in the westerns. But even so, I'm sure that these goons would realize that the generator was missing right away.
Что-то... Поменяем вевку на генератор, находясь на локации Стелли Мост. Ну и чё? Это должно было дать ачивку, но не дало, нифига. А так вообще есть все еще ачивка-то? Westworld там указано. Нифига нету. Welcome to the Sparkling Wild West. Ну вообще есть. Ну окей, нас она не интересует. Это чистая ачивка. Нас интересует прохождение дальше. Так. Угу. Русло. Ё-моё, тут еще было взаимодействие, оказывается.
It's the charred remains of a tree trunk. For the moment, it's holding its own.
Вода, тесаные камни, земляной вал.
As dead as that tree is, it still looks strong enough to tie the rope to.
Так.
Before I go down, in case the rope doesn't support my weight. Underneath the surface, there must be many more of these stone things I see sticking out of the water. No doubt they're the remains of a structure that sank here. It seems like a small fragment of one of them is loose.
Окей, но не обычный камень, а камень с резьбой.
Could it be a lion's head?
Где-то мы про Lion's Head читали. Принести ему львиную голову над пламенем. Поведал Блейка с головой еще хуже, чем я думал. Все, видимо, все.
The head of the lion above the flames.
The head of the lion. The head of the lion above the flames. The ruins of the temple still exist. Salvation is still possible. We can prevent it. We can still prevent it. Don't you understand? The annihilation of time. The wrath of God for our arrogance. There's still time. I have to return to the ruins of the temple. I have to go back to the ruins of the temple.
Wait a minute! Whew. There's no question in my mind. This man is a complete lunatic.
Жестко. Крест,
I think the
гвозди.
man hanging on that cross has already had his share of nails.
Лёль. Так, окей. Тачками режем стену.
Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge.
Ё.
No! Please! These visions! My head!
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it!
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
These visions are getting more intense all the time. The pain is unbearable. Who's Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice that's been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
Вид на территорию больницы, хранилище бочек. Так, да, не упустить.
From here, I have a magnificent view of the... In truth, the part that's visible from the road is only a fraction of it. The vegetation conceals a much larger area. The trees and bushes conceal structures where hundreds and hundreds of metal barrels were being stored. Whatever's inside them. There must be thousands of gallons of it down there.
Люди, я думаю, там, в этих бочках. О, там снизу чуваки.
More of that barbed wire that if I get up close enough, I...
Полузакопанная пластина.
There's a flat metal object. I have no intention of... As a suicide option, even if I could. Despite the condition of the bolt cutter, but it's metal. And there must be thousands of... I'd end up frying myself in a matter of...
Так, что можно придумать?
Forget it. I'd only met...
Палка?
I don't think I'd get... I doubt I'd... Forget it. I'd only... I'm afraid...
Окей. Будет комендантский час.
Sure, Ken.
А, я не то нажал.
Thanks for...
Reverend Blake's cross. I could toss it, but I doubt if those dogs are going to pick it up and return it to me. I'm a...
Так.
So, I just made a primitive homemade slingshot.
А вот нога для пацанов.
It's a powerful homemade slingshot. I don't know if it's intuition or what little is left of my memory, but I have a hunch that I was extremely clumsy with these kind of things.
Он намекает, что и нам эта палка не пригодится.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, kids.
We got Mom out of the house. Now what about that reward?
Да, у меня есть кое-что для вас.
I don't know if I'm doing them. They're just kids. But their aim is amazing. And a little commotion on the camp fence could be a good thing for everyone. Besides, they want to do something for their father.
Камон, ты даешь им оружие, чтобы их расстреляли.
What is it, Michael? Tell us, what is it?
Я знаю, что это.
I know it's something. It's a slingshot.
It's a slingshot.
Thank you, Michael. With this, we'll be able to hit the watchtowers.
Come on, let's try it.
That'll teach you, pigs.
Жестко.
Attention, all units in Sector 12. Report immediately to the North Watchtower. I repeat, report immediately to the North Watchtower.
What's going on? I don't know. It must be something serious. Come on, let's go.
You hit him.
Haha, yes.
So what do we do now?
I don't know. We've got to get out of here. Quickly, run.
I better take this with me.
Это что? А, палку? Так, ну копов нет. Можно у них байк, наверное, угнать. Толстые кожаные перчатки. О, то, что нужно.
Oh, shit. Anyway. The entire world has collapsed. Why would I... Okay, I'll wear the gloves to cut the...
Nice.
Perfect. Let's see what's... It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time. This door leads to a dingy back room. What the hell could be in here? I can hear the buzz of electricity coming from this.
Охренеть.
Great. It's a hell of a drop. Awesome. Wait a minute though. Isn't the idea of installing this to make it safe for people to cross from one side to the other? I can't look directly into them. These lights are so bright that it seems like day in here. It must take an enormous amount of electricity to maintain this building. That explains the number of barrels out there. That's where the fuel is stored, that they need to run all the compound's generators.
What is this place? Where the devil am I? It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground. All of them dissolved? How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible!
Вот так вот.
It doesn't look that safe. This catwalk just revealed something to me about my former life, that I have a tremendous fear of heights.
Кислота. Традиционная шутка.
Let's see if this grate can be removed. Perfect. It looks...
Спуск в главный зал. Плакат, формуляры.
There's a bunch of papers stuck to the door of the closet. There seems to be some type of bureaucratic form among them.
Мер персонал 2, армейский персонал 2, счет время 3 часа, навигатор, видеть полную дату локацию, услышать последнего обновления геобазы. Дезинфекцию зеленый неинфицирован, красный инфицирован, дальнобойные винтовки в главном арсенале собраны.
Military personnel. I'm afraid what's described on these pages.
Серда Адриан, Тилонг Эдвин.
Military. I'm afraid.
Основные цели, максимальный риск. Браун Джером, Будки Кристина, Фэй Роско, Кубилиус Джейк, Дейч Рассел, Лихтенхауэр Таня, Веларде Андреа, Бонет Хуан, Морено Палома, Рейес Андес, Магро Карлос, Валера Альберто, Калдерон Рубен. Нейтрализованные цели. Конорс Брайан, Бакстер Дук, Пауэр Райан, Коксвелл Мутлю, Исмаил Джамиль, Францис Мэтью, Родо Паласиус Пабло, Базарас Диего, Компани Мигуэль.
Military person. I'm afraid.
Черный пакет.
It's sagging from the weight, and so the future is in our hands. From the text, I say this poster must have been part of a government campaign launched after the Great Wave. A row of anonymous ramshackle could fall apart, maybe in solidarity with those poor.
Да нет. Открытый шкаф.
Unlike his neighbor, all I see inside are remnants of stickers. It looks like someone left in a hurry. Benches in front of the lockers, and so is this musty smell of old sweat and dirty socks that permeates this entire room. We must be very deep underground. That explains why the air... More of that official propaganda. Your silence is the enemy. Help the cleanup brigades is the slogan of this poster. The floor of this place, it's a little disconcerting to note that cleanliness... Locked. I'm starting to get annoyed with this sense of ownership I see in all the people with closets, lockers, and other storage furniture in the city.
Ну чё, лом-то, наверное,
I'd rather use a key to open this case.
Who is it? Who's there?
Oh, excuse me,
What are you doing here? Have you come to steal something? Take one more step and I'll call the soldiers.
No, wait, please, don't do that.
Security, this is Nurse Uma Grundy. I need you to come right away.
No, wait!
Не удай меня, если солдаты меня обнаружат, меня убьют. Нет, ошибаешься, я не вор. Но на первом месте у медиков спасения жизни, ты собираешься меня угробить. Сказал Ума, сестра Ума?
Wait a minute, did you say Uma? Nurse Uma?
Yes, that's my name.
Wait, please don't turn me in. I know your father. I saved his life just a few hours ago. They were going to deport him to the refugee camp, but I was able to stop it.
My God, did you say my father? Tell me, how is he? Has anything happened to him?
Don't worry, Uma. He's safe. He told me about you and your work in this place. He was worried. He'll want to know that you're all right. Wait, please don't turn me in.
This is Nurse Uma Grundy. It turned out to be a false alarm. You don't have to come, thank you.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing. My name is Michael.
But now you should explain why you burst in here like that. What are you looking for, Michael?
I came to get medicine. I need a cure for the dissolved.
Cure? There's no such thing. You won't find it here or anywhere else. The authorities distributed a memo among the medical staff months ago. I'm sure you can still find a copy of it around here somewhere. It told us that they've definitely abandoned the search for a medicine. You made a mistake risking your life to get in here. The only thing we store here is pain. This place is a tomb for those poor infected devils, but also for the people who work here. I'm sorry, Michael. The dissolved are condemned to death.
No, that can't be. There has to be a solution. A cure. Oh, man. Poor Rod. Poor Colin.
Если вы берут, говорят, что здесь производят какое-то лекарство.
But I heard in the refugee... Well, if that's not the case, what's the purpose of a building like this?
The army deliberately keeps that rumor about a possible cure alive. You see, as long as people still have some hope left, it is much easier to control the city more effectively. But it's a lie.
I understand.
This medical center was built just after the Great Wave, taking advantage of some abandoned underground facilities. That was when the authorities were beginning to work on their project to rebuild the city. They told us the building was going to be used to take in the first patients. Of course, we had no idea the disease would become so widespread. I left my job in a clinic downtown to come here. I wanted to lend a hand. They demanded total confidentiality about our work to avoid causing panic in the population. Not even my father knew what we were really doing in here.
Yes. He told me that when I asked him about this place.
At first, we treated the patients with great care. There was medicine to ease their suffering and even research into a possible cure. Everything was going smoothly.
And then what happened?
Things started to go wrong. When the number of patients multiplied, we couldn't keep up. And then we began to run out of even the most basic supplies. And that was when the army took over complete control of the center.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Then they sealed off the building. No one was allowed to leave, not even us. We doctors and nurses have been shut in here for months, isolated without even a glimpse of daylight. They say it's for security reasons. It's for our own safety. Oh yeah. Now our medical care is limited to wrapping up the patients in plastic bags, like the ones they use to transport cadavers, and then simply waiting for them to die, doing what little we can do to ease their suffering. Then we dispose of their remains, dissolving the black bags in acid for decontamination. And that's about it. That's all we can do with the resources we have. And sometimes it's just too much to bear.
Я слышу, они сейчас боли, что действительно происходит с стоящими.
I heard their cries.
These people suffer the most excruciating pain and die in the most horrible way I've ever seen. The first symptoms are bouts of nausea.
Секундочку, я вижу, что вебка не в лучшем месте для этого диалога.
Until, in the end, their entire metabolism enters a state of shock. Then, their entire cell structure dissolves. It simply disintegrates. There's no medical explanation. It just happens. But there's something even stranger about the disease.
What could be stranger than what you just told me?
The dissolved become erratic, unpredictable, eccentric. They're uncontrollable. That's why the army fears them. They're afraid of their unpredictable behavior, but also of their strange messages. So the sole function of this place is to keep them locked away, hidden, and under the army's control, until death takes them off their hands, one by one. It's also why people who harbor the dissolved are punished, and it's also the reason for the existence of the cleanup brigades.
Я думал, что они просто контролируют больных, чтобы не дусить эпидемии.
But that's a lie, a blatant lie. The spread of the disease is accelerating. The number of cases is multiplying every day. But it's not contagious. We doctors and nurses have been treating the sick for months, in direct contact with them and their remains. And the rate of contagion among us is no higher than out there. The army is lying.
But then, how is the disease spread?
We don't know, Michael. No one knows. What we do know is that it's not caused by direct contact with the victims. There's another reason for the Army's secrecy about the dissolved. Fear. It's human nature to fear the unknown. We tend to panic when faced with something we don't understand. And this damn disease is more than any of us can handle.
Жестко. Что делать тащит такими опасными, непредсказуемыми?
What is it that makes the dissolve so unpredictable and dangerous?
They know, Michael. You probably think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, they know. They talk about events no one else knows about. They sense things. They bring back information from the places they go. And they talk to the dead there, Michael. They communicate with the dead. They know, Michael. That's all.
They're just sick people, Uma.
No! They're more than just ordinary sick people. You wouldn't talk like that if you had been living with them, and their messages and their prophecies all these months.
Сказал, что они пророчествуют?
Let me tell you a story. When I first came to the center, I became friendly with a patient, a 13-year-old girl. All the time I was taking care of her, she never stopped chatting. She told me all about the underground highways. She said she went there every day.
Underground highways?
She said they all went there when they lost consciousness. Obviously, I felt great pity for the girl, but in time I also came to feel tremendous fear. I was afraid of that poor, hopeless child. Her visions, her dreams, her messages terrified me. And then one night she sat down next to another patient, an older woman who looked surprisingly healthy. According to our calculations, this woman still had a few months to live. The woman had just lost consciousness. "Leave me alone with her," the girl said to me. "It won't be long now." And she took the woman's hand. And just seconds later, The woman started to dissolve, shrieking and writhing in pain, until there was nothing left of her but a puddle of brown, viscous liquid. The girl turned to me and said, I knew she was leaving us, and I didn't want her to go alone. That would have been very sad, wouldn't it, Uma? The girl's face was still dripping with the remains of the patient.
Yeah,
she knew what was going to happen, Michael. She saw it. From then on, my fear became uncontrollable. I felt defenseless next to her.
I understand.
Finally, my panic was so great that I refused to go anywhere near her. And I even, God forgive me, I felt secretly relieved when she herself finally dissolved. They know, Michael, and that's why they're so dangerous to the people in power now.
Ну, по чистке ты видишь, что они творят.
They're savages. I despise them. They're like predatory animals, heartless and unscrupulous. The rest of the staff refuses to share the facilities with them, so their lockers are out in the hallway. That's where they keep everything they need for their hunting expeditions. The GPSs, the disease detection tests, their ID badges. Each unit is made up of 2 soldiers, 1 doctor and 1 nurse. I mean, doctors and nurses collaborating with those bloodthirsty animals, but then they say, what do you want? It's our job, and somebody's got to do it.
Yes, that phrase sounds familiar. It's bone-chilling. Police and criminals using exactly the same words to justify their actions. You gotta do what you gotta do. That seems to be the slogan of the executioners of this new world.
Talk to my father, Michael. Tell him that I'm all right, that he shouldn't worry, that we'll be seeing each other soon, very soon.
Да? Почему? Как? Что вдруг вы встретитесь?
Hello.
Начнем службу здания.
This medical that was when they told us the building was going. They'd not.
Yeah. And then what?
Things started to go wrong, and
yeah.
That we it's not and that.
Откажется уже наша тайщик.
These people suffer the most. The first symptoms are bouts of nausea and fainting, which become more frequent and prolonged as the disease progresses, until in the end their entire metabolism enters a state of shock. Then there's no but
what could be strange?
That's it. Talk to them very.
Ветхий стол.
Let's see. And a tiny key.
Маленький ключик.
A tiny key. Although it fits, I can't turn it. I don't think this is the... A tiny lock is preventing... Let's see if it... Bingo!
Так, набор тестов на инфекцию.
An unmistakable sign that they've been used.
Деревянный ящик. Навигатор. Пропуск, отчет о лекарстве.
A rather large... It used to hold some of the... According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, it looks like some satellites are actually still working after the Great Wave. Something I could easily confirm if this contraption had batteries in it. Authorized vehicle pack. It's the ID that allows the cleanup brigades to get in and out of the hospital compound in their macabre ambulances. From what I can tell, the army can pump you full of lead if you try to come through the gate without one of these.
Какой у нее ключ к этому шкафчику был?
It's an internal army memo for the hospital's medical staff. The report talks about the failure to develop a cure for the dissolved, and what's even worse, the decision to finally abandon the search for one. Oral morphine. I didn't know morphine also came in this form. I thought I'd need to look for a liquid solution in a syringe. That's a relief.
Прикольно.
Better not. I'm an intruder going down to the main hall of the hospital.
Так.
The guards were clear. ID or not,
Ага, нужен на мотоцикле быть, я понял. Опа.
I guess while I was in the subterranean hospital, the soldiers called the curfew. What are you doing out here?
It's my brother. He's disappeared. We don't know where he is.
What do you mean he's disappeared?
Well, we haven't seen him since he spoke to you, since he ran out of the church. We've been searching for him for hours and can't find him anywhere.
And you don't have any idea where he might have gone?
No, he simply ran out of the door, completely out of control. I've never seen him so upset, and we haven't heard anything from him since. I just know that something terrible has happened to him. My brother is very sick and he shouldn't be out there alone and unprotected. I fear the worst.
Calm down. There's no reason to think that anything has happened to him.
I have a feeling that something awful has happened. I'm sure of it. Besides, the soldiers have already called the curfew. If they find him on the street alone and lost, in his condition, my brother is a very beloved and respected person. But those beasts don't care who he is.
I understand.
We have to get off the street. Please, if you see my brother, tell him to come home. Tell him we're waiting for him.
Of course. I'll do that.
Так.
The camp is closed, Rat. Get away from the gate.
But I have to come in. It's urgent. What happened?
There's no understanding you worms. Always wanting to get out of here. Once you're outside, you're dying to get back in. One of our soldiers was killed, and the camp will remain closed until the matter is cleared up. So take a hike.
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the sentries in the watchtowers with a rock and made him fall out. He was killed instantly. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they have been detained. But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminals to confess, or for the murder weapon to turn up.
I don't think it's going to take very long to get the truth out of these kids. Or to find the weapon they used to commit the crime.
Good God. What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have gotten them mixed up in this.
Чем я говорил, их расстреляют, блин.
But they're just a couple of scared kids. Don't you see that? What are you planning on doing with them?
Killing an official is punishable by death, and martial law is quite clear in this respect. They acted as adults, and they will pay for their actions as adults. As soon as they confess, or we find the weapon they used to commit the crime, we'll take care of matters. Do you have a problem with the law being enforced?
You're nothing but a gang of warped psychopathic pigs.
One more word and I'll blow your head off right now, bastard. I couldn't care less what privileges that bracelet might give you. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys, and it'll be my fault. I'll be responsible for their deaths. I can't let that happen. I have to do something, and fast. But what? Wait a minute. There's something floating in the pit. But I can't see what it is from up here. Jesus! It's the corpse of Reverend Blake. His neck is broken. In his delirium, he must not have seen the rope I left tied around the tree. It must have fallen from the top when he was trying to get down here. But what the hell was he looking
for? Он побежал к храму, потому что.
Let's see what's in here. He still has the same grimace of terror. I don't care anymore. A damp, moldy business card. It's almost illegible. Beechwood Oracle. Most of the text is too worn off to read.
Момент 24.
Those bastards and you, for God's sake. And I have... I prefer to hold on to it.
Ну что, оружие им дадим?
Rifles against slingshots. It doesn't look like...
О, я прочитал, что надо сделать. Жестко.
It's the core. Good idea. I could use Reverend Blake as a scapegoat to protect those children. Huh. On the other hand, I doubt anyone would believe my story if I accused him.
Ну, что поделать.
You have to let me in.
The camp will or when with those two and that.
Those pigs are gonna. I have. This business card is my only clue about. So I've known.
Так, хорошо. Кошмар. Короче, опять же, прочитал, что надо с ним сделать. Он узнаваемый, да? Окей. Что мы делаем? Правильно.
This is gonna be hard. Very hard. But those children are innocents in all this. And those ruthless savages are about to kill them in cold blood. I have no other choice. God damn it! Had the visions again! Not now. I have to do this. I've got to do this.
My head! You've got to stop this, Michael. I can't stand it anymore. This has to end.
I can't help it. It's that demon. You know I can't help it.
Please, Michael. Please. Make it stop.
Yes.
Бухает.
That tiny cowardly demon. I remember that brutal sensation of acid running through your veins, corroding, little by little, anything good and decent you might have left inside you, turning it into pain, rot, and emptiness.
Какая ужасная игра. Частично обезображено лицо. Его еще можно узнать. Ага.
I remember it. I remember. I can smell it, feel it, touch it.
No, please, don't do it. No!
That cowardly demon, that dark and intimate specter that only you know, that gains strength in this new world. Digging its claws into your soul like a jagged piece of glass, whispering in your ear that what you're doing is right. Because nobody has the authority to tell you otherwise.
Good God, what have I done? What have I done? Why are you showing me this? Please, answer me.
Who was I before the catastrophe? Before the world collapsed? Do I really want to know?
God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of myself.
А то, что мы в крови, пофиг.
You have to let those boys go. They're innocent. You've got the wrong people.
What are you insinuating, rat? You better have a good reason for saying something like that, or we'll splatter your brains all over the wall of shame, and then use the kids for target practice.
I know who the guilty party is. I know who committed the crime. And I know where he is.
Hey, we've got to hear this. Start talking, rat.
Okay. Here goes. I hope those pigs take the bait, because if they find out the truth, I'm a dead man. The murderer was a deranged man I met in the city a few hours ago.
Ну, в каком-то смысле, да, там рандомная чистка выпала.
Tired of the humiliation and violence he had to face every day. He was determined to do something crazy. I didn't believe him at the time, but now I see that he wasn't kidding. After the attack, he committed suicide by jumping into the cesspit next to the camp road. You'll find him there. His face is unrecognizable from hitting the rocks and scraping against the rubble. But I'm sure you'll find the murder weapon next to his body.
We'll check out your story and see if it holds up.
Такие тупые купились на это.
Body. It looks like that worm was right. Over.
What a mess. What the hell happened to his face?
Meh, who cares?
We found the guilty party with the murder weapon. Let those kids go. And unlock the camp gate. Over.
You can come in now, rat.
Как удобно.
Oh no. It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything is mutating. I don't understand. So Beechwood Oracle is in fact a location, but what kind? Why was Reverend Blake carrying this card around? And why does that voice inside my head keep telling me to go there at any cost?
Так, ну что, кто у нас знает всю информацию? Опа. Бар. И дед куда-то делся.
Coming from the other side of this door. I have no doubt that there are people in the bar, but they don't seem to hear me, or don't want to open up for me.
Что ж. Отдаем морфий.
I brought the morphine for your husband, just as I promised. This woman in this house gave me the chills. Let's get this over with as soon as possible.
So you've come for your money. Is that it, you rat?
You offered it to me. I didn't ask for anything in return.
No, you're right. Yeah, I guess you've earned it. That's what we agreed. I'm an honest woman. I think you have a very wrong impression of me. Take your money, Michael.
All right, thank you and good luck. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around the camp.
Wait! Michael, is it money that you want? I have more money. I still have some savings. Those camp rats didn't manage to take it all. I'm sure we can figure something out.
Очень придуманно, говорит.
My husband is about to die. Without him, we'll be nobodies. Me and the kids. The soldiers don't even show us any respect anymore. A while ago, they broke in here to take them away, with no explanation. And it didn't matter to them in the least whose children they were. But if you stay here, all that could change. I still have some contacts. I can arrange for you to become the new Camp Mo. You're not like the rest of those rats out there, Michael. You're one of us. We'd be important again. We'd keep our privileges. Or do you want to be just another beggar in this sewer? I can't lower myself to that. I'd do anything. Stay here with us, Michael.
No. I don't doubt for a second that this woman would be capable of anything, like a cornered scorpion. I don't think that would be a good idea. It would be better for me to leave. Take good care of those boys. They're good kids.
Yeah, get out of here, you disgusting rat. You're all alike. In this camp, all you rats are alike. I don't need you. I don't need any of you. You're just waiting to see us fall. But I won't give you the satisfaction, you disgusting rats. I'll do what I have to do, but you won't see me crawling around in the trash like you.
A cornered scorpion, surrounded by flames that are closing in. I think it would be best not to speak to this woman ever again. She could be dangerous.
Она может быть опасна. Так, окей. Что народу рассказать, что лекарства нет? О, дед исчез. Так.
Michael, thank God you've come back. Colin is worse. His trances are getting longer and deeper. My wife and I are afraid the end is near. Please tell me that you've brought the medicine to cure his disease.
This is going to be very hard. But this man deserves to know the truth. I owe him that. I'm sorry, Rod. You have to see this. It's an army report. It says that the cure we were talking about doesn't exist. That it never existed.
No, but there has to be a cure. There has to be hope for us. The vultures are starting to gather around our trailer, waiting for the end so they can take my son's belongings. Colin himself can see them from the window of his room.
Calm down, Rod.
Don't tell me to calm down. You've brought ruin to this house. You've come to sentence Colin to death. But that drug exists. It has to exist.
Listen to me, Rod. I've done everything in my power to find the drug, but there is no such thing. Try to understand. There's no cure for the dissolved.
The dissolved? I warned you, Michael. I warned you not to use that word in this house. Get out of here. Get out of our lives forever.
Вот и все.
Wait, Rod. I'm sorry, but you promised to help me. You promised to help me get my identity back.
Help you? You've ruined our lives. You've condemned our little boy to death. Get out of here.
Да вот он
Get out
делал.
of here at once.
Michael? Michael, I have to talk to
Спасибо,
you.
тут вообще доховщина лютая.
I have a message from her.
My God, it's Colin. A message from her?
Michael, please. She told me to talk to you.
Игра жесткая, ППЦ, типа.
Where do you think you're going? Don't you dare go into that room. You're not welcome in this house anymore.
But the boy, he called out to me by name.
Colin's delirious. He doesn't even know who you are. Get away from my family immediately.
Michael, I have a message from her. It's very important.
Damn you. Don't go near that door. Get out of this house. Listen, Michael. We have a gun in that room with 2 bullets in it. Don't make me waste one of them on you.
It's all right, Rod. Calm down. I'm leaving.
And as for you, vultures, drawn by the scent of death, I won't let you take anything. You hear me? Not a single thing. When this is over, when he's gone, I'll make sure there's nothing left for you. You won't get anything! You won't get anything.
Все, поехал.
Colin called out to me by name. He said he had a message from her. I have to go in there and talk to the boy before it's too late. But how?
Ну как, действительно. Так, секундочку. Ну, что ж. У нас есть еще один источник информации.
Even if there was something, jeez.
Вами ужасно жжется. Перчаточки.
They're not fireproof.
Понял. Ломиком.
It's not long enough.
Кусачками.
It's not long.
Черный пакет.
In the flames. Must be because of the dampness. I suppose the odor of the new world is starting to become familiar to me. Now I fear the day I stop noticing it. In the flames. Maybe it's not a good idea to...
Отбрасывать дрова. Это постапок? Да, дарковый. Короче, тут типа внезапно началась великая волна, просто какое-то лютое землетрясение, электромагнитный импульс, вырубивший все электричество. И появилась новая болезнь. Вишня, здравствуйте, когда Игорь Косинов, здравствуйте. Появилась болезнь, непонятно, как она распространяется. Больных называют тающими. Они в определенный момент просто типа таят буквально. То есть у них там все межклеточные связи обрываются, и они в жижу превращаются. Вот, и перед этим они испытывают, и люди вокруг них испытывают перемещение во времени, либо в будущее, либо в прошлое, либо куда непонятно, куда-то, время от времени. Вот. Короче, связи с внешним миром толком никакой нету, всем управляют военные, они сошли с ума, типа безумели, лекарств никакого нету, все плохо. Вот. А мы очнулись, и мы не помним ни хрена кто мы, чё мы, где мы, почему мы. Это какие-то обрывочные там видения у нас есть. Так, чуваки, вы бабла хотели. За то, что я с девахой поговорю, которая что-то по нас знает. У нас ее, у нее наше добро.
I brought money. Let me see Rose.
Hey, this is a lot of dough, pal.
So, is it enough?
More than enough. This'll get you into Rose's van for the rest of the night. All you can eat. Have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but be careful with the merchandise. You know how it works. You break it, you buy it.
Yeah, I get it.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead. You came back.
Hello, Rose.
Are you here to save me? Have you brought me my baby? They won't let me leave here to look for him. He's all I have left in the world. I don't have anyone else. Will you help me? That's why you came back, isn't it? Or did you come back for the other thing? Do you want me to take off my clothes and lie down on the mattress?
Так, еще поговорить, ты сказал, что знаешь какой-то секрет от меня, мне нужно эту тайну.
Yes, Mr. Sleepyhead. I know a secret about you. It's something very important, but I'm not going to tell you.
Why not?
Because you haven't brought me my baby. I asked you to help me and you haven't done it. I want to hold my baby again and rock him to sleep. Aren't we friends anymore, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Yes, of course we're still friends. But Rose, please. I need to know what it is. What is the secret?
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's a riddle. I have something of yours from before the Great Wave. It's the key for you to lock and unlock your chest of dreams, you sleepy bear. But I won't give it to you unless I can hold my baby again.
The key to my chest of dreams? I don't know what the devil she's talking about. But if it's something from before the Great Wave, no doubt it could help me recover my past. Rose, I don't have time for games. Give me whatever you have, please.
No. You have to help me first. Please bring me my baby. I want to rock him to sleep again, like in the picture on the wall. Have you seen the picture of my baby and me? It was taken before the Great Wave. I have no one else. I need my baby. Bring him to me. Bring him to me! Bring him to me!
Hey, pal! You can have a good time with our Minnie Mouse, but don't mess up the merchandise! Don't make us come in there. You know how it works. You break it, you buy it.
All right, Rose, all right. Calm down.
Эй, что же ты не идешь отсюда, Роуз?
It's because of them. They don't let me go any farther than that empty lot over there.
Да,
They say I
в
have
ну,
to be
так
ready
адвенчура.
in case a client comes. They only let me go see Rod and Colin in their trailer every once in a while.
Опа.
And why don't you run away?
Those men are too scary, Mr. Sleepyhead. They yell at me and hit me if I don't do what they say. Sometimes they lock me in here in the dark for hours. And I'm afraid the soldiers will come back. They say they'll call them, and if I don't behave, they'll hurt me again. I'm so afraid of the dark. Aren't you? Colin is afraid of the dark too. Before he got sick, he told me, and now they won't let me see him anymore. I like the light better. Do you like the lights in my room, Mr. Sleepyhead?
Yes, they're very pretty, Rose.
It's like it's Christmas every day, isn't it? But the one who scares me most is the hunter. He's always ordering everyone around with a voice like an angry lion. He even gives orders to those men outside. He's like a horrible big dog about to bite you. I get the shivers every time he comes to visit me. But I like your voice very much, Mr. Sleepyhead. You sound like a knight in a fairy tale. And I'm your princess.
Капец. Игра, конечно. Сколько у тебя никого нет. Где твоя семья?
You said...
I don't know. The last time I saw them was when that great wave came. They said they were leaving, but that they'd come back to find me. And then they left me alone with my baby. They told me they'd only come back if I took good care of him. If I held him and rocked him to sleep, like in the picture on the wall. Did you see my baby and me in the picture, Mr. Sleepyhead? But someone took him while I was asleep. You see, I had this dream while those soldiers were hurting me. Do you like to dream, Mr. Sleepyhead?
It depends on the dream, Rose.
I dream about my baby a lot, sleeping in his little cradle. And I also dream about my room in the house I used to live in before the Great Wave. The sun came in through the window every morning and lit up everything. Sometimes it looked like the walls were going to catch fire. This room is darker. I don't like the dark. That's when they come and hurt me. And sometimes they lock me here in the dark to punish me if I don't do what they say. Have you brought me my baby, Mr. Sleepyhead?
The poor girl is more disturbed than I thought. It looks like her mind hasn't been able to deal with all the pain of these last few months. Someone needs to get her out of here. No, Rose. I'm sorry. I haven't brought you here, baby. Goodbye, Rose. I should be going now.
No, don't go. Please, will you help me, Mr. Sleepyhead? Will you be my knight in shining armor?
I'll try, Rose. I promise. It's a page torn out of a very old magazine.
Понятно.
In her delirium,
Это не она.
poor Rose thinks it's a photograph of her and her baby taken before the Great Wave.
Ясно, понятно, понятно, ясно. Так, мы на том сохраняемся, господа. У нас сейчас с вами фильм «Каникулы» называется. Может, после него мы допройдем. Там осталось недолго. В принципе. Стоп-старт. У меня описание стрима. Фильм «Каникулы». Пара-па-па-пи-по-пам. Пипа-попи-ки-по-пипам. Па-по-пипа.